Welcome to Cantrips and Cocktails.
Yeah.
A game where four friends sit around, roll dice, have some drinks, and laugh at dumb jokes. So I am Brandon, the Dungeon Master, and we'll let everyone else introduce themselves. So to my right, we've got...
I'm Colin, and I play Varus Leodin.
I'm Ben, and I play Canaris.
Sorry. No worries. I'm Landon, and I play Celty.
It feels like a very stilted opening, but whatever.
It's good, though.
Anyway, we will begin the episode like we've begun every episode of Cantrips and Cocktails with a drink. So this drink was prepared by... This one was Landon. Yes, Landon. Tell us about the beverage you prepared.
This is probably one of my favorite, summer... if I'm sitting on a beach, this is what I want to drink. It's a painkiller, which is kind of in my opinion, the more charismatic, cooler cousin of the pina colada. But
I'd say that's fair.
yeah, it's got same kind of stuff: pineapple juice, orange juice, coconut, nutmeg, rum.
Good stuff. So, shall we partake of this beverage?
Yeah.
Guys, I feel like this is going to be a really weird episode tonight for some reason. I feel like we're all in that
Oh, I put
headspace.
twice as much rum as you're supposed to. No.
Perfect. All right. Bottoms
It
up.
does look like eggnog right now, though.
That's the good stuff.
Is that a good ooh
Yep.
or a bad? Okay.
Yep.
It's a very good.
I'm waiting for there to just be one cocktail that one of us is just like, I don't know, Chief. This ain't it for me.
Then we have to start running the list of cocktails we don't recommend to people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
don't
I could bring some stuff that you guys probably would not like, that I would
Was it
greatly enjoy.
Was it the Corpse Reviver #1?
That one's pretty strong. You liked the Trinidad Sour.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell to a lot of people.
Dude,
Full
don't
of
tempt me
bitters.
though. I will bring us just some freaking cement mixer shots, and we'll just do that
Oh my god.
Hard pass.
the
next Halloween episode.
Oh no, no! Don't do that.
Oh my
to
gosh, we have to
me.
do a Halloween episode where all your characters just get drunk and dress up as other characters. But it's not like it's our Halloween. They're just being buffoons. Okay, last time you guys traveled back from the Monastery of the Heralds in the Silver Slopes to Port Marra. Saw some stuff along the way. Some stuff happened. At one point, a ranger just appeared and went on his way.
Give us a shortcut.
Gave you a shortcut. I love this stuff that's just this random event happens, and I love seeing players try to put meaning and context behind it when I'm like, nope, literally just said there's a cow on the road, or nope, ranger just shows up, and if you're nice to him, he'll shave some time off your journey. But you guys are like, where are you coming from? What's going on? He's like, oh, I'm just out traveling.
Out for a jog.
We just couldn't trust Bennett.
No. Yeah.
I still think he's up to something.
And who knows? Bennett might pop back up. Kane saw a dragon fly overhead that I don't think he mentioned it to the others at all.
After it was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told us once we got into town.
Yeah, it was
That was
a
it.
half day later. He's like, by the way, there was a dragon.
Yeah. Would anything else happen that stuck out to you guys? To me, just the random ranger and the dragon were the two significant
Those are the
things.
big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we went to that really cool.
We got lost
Burke.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
really,
yes.
yeah.
You guys did see the town of Burke.
We got lost in the rain.
Got lost in the rain. That's
That
true.
was a rough day.
You guys were... And that was you guys were still in the mountains, too, which was... You guys were at one point, I was like, man, what if I have it be where they just are back in the caldera where the temple is, and you guys and Fellows is
Brutal.
there, and he's like, what are you doing here? Get lost, get lost.
We are lost.
Yeah, and you guys saw the town of Burke, which is the primary mining community for the Mosh crystals.
Moshnosium crystal.
Yeah, for the Southern Mysterium Trading Company.
I actually took decent notes, apparently.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping that those come up. You guys haven't really run into the crystals themselves yet from a spellcasting component, but who knows? They might pop up there.
Oh.
I have some fun stuff in mind for
I
that.
plan on digging a hole and just throwing a bunch of them into them, and just so I can say it's a mosh pit.
Boo.
Nice. I knew that joke was going to be made by somebody.
I had to get it out of the way.
Well, I will say, so I named the Moshnosium crystals, and I called them Mosh before I came up with the concept for Burke. And at one point, the ravine around Burke that they're mining in, I was like, what if I call it the Mosh Pit? But then I was like, no, it's too on the nose.
It's too much.
Because like everyone's down in it in the community, it'd be perfect.
This episode brought to you by Talking Shop.
Yeah. Anyways, then you guys arrived in Port Marra. Didn't really dilly-dally too much. You guys stopped in at the Chattering Parrot, and you guys kind of made a beeline straight for Simone's tower, because she's the one who asked you guys to come back for the trial. And when you guys arrived, you found SMT company security agents surrounding the tower.
Right, yeah.
A lot of them.
You met the captain of this group of the security agents. And then you guys were welcomed into the tower by Simone, who seemed very happy to see you guys, particularly Varys. You guys then had your first face-to-face encounter with the halfling executive mage of the company, Cadius Brown.
Okay, that's what my notes say. Yeah, it's like I can't decipher this.
Yeah,
name.
so basically the top wizard in the company, the executive mage, is Cadius Brown. So he's this halfling. You guys walk in. He is sitting there on the sofa, and he has said to you guys, basically, hello there, welcome, and he thinks that it's time for all of you guys to have a conversation. So, with that, what would you guys like to do?
Well, yes, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Yes, let's sit, please.
Sorry.
Yes. It got away from me a little bit.
Yes. Pick up from one.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way, this isn't a scripted podcast. Pick up from one.
Yes. Well, I feel a little bit out of place now. Let's. What do you want to talk about?
Well, you three are supposed to be the ringers for this here trial, and I want to make sure that you all are actually up to snuff, and that you actually witnessed what Simone here says you witnessed.
Well, we were attacked in cold blood by a gargoyle. And...
All right, that's 1 point in your favor.
2, actually. I guess we attacked the second one first.
Us.
I think you just poked the second one. The first one attacked y'all in the square. I had a decent vantage point.
Now tell me about the gargoyle that you guys fought up on the roof here.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think that Oswald was involved in it in any way?
It was the candle symbol. If I'm remembering correctly, right?
Don't one of y'all still have like that chunk of rock? Or
I think we gave it to Simone.
Yeah,
Okay,
Simone
that's
has
right.
it.
Yeah.
But there was a sigil etched into the side of the two that animated and attacked us.
And you guys see at this point, Cadius gives Simone, like, he raises an eyebrow. And this whole time, he hasn't actually gotten off the love seat that he's sitting on. And you all have not been invited to sit down. And Simone's still standing as well. And he kind of arcs an eyebrow, glances over at Simone. You guys see for an instant something passes between them. And then he says, one of you mind drawing that symbol down on a piece of parchment for me so I can verify it?
Would any of the three of us remember that sigil in detail?
Sure. I mean, it was just like a simple candle in a circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Kind of like
pretty-
a little candle holder thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little like nice
I'll
stick candle.
I'll draw my own and see if anybody else is drawing and like.
I was about to say I'm not.
Take us to separate rooms and see if we corroborate.
Yeah.
Celtic will draw it, and it was dark, but I believe this was the sigil.
And while she's drawing that as well, I would like to. I just kind of step in and go. And also, we poked both of the gargoyles, and the only one that lit up was the one with the sigil on it.
All right, then. Well, that's good to know. And at this point, he pushes himself off the sofa to where when he's standing now, he's actually shorter than he was sitting. Figured he's a halfling. But he kind of now walks. But at the same time, it's weird how he still commands the room, and he walks around it like he's a giant. But he now begins to pace, and he says, all right, Simone, well, I'm willing to go with this as long as it seems like they know what they're doing. They're yours. Trial begins in 2 days. If you need me, I'll be staying up in the upper levels of the tower. And he just walks out of the room.
Pleasure to meet you.
He doesn't say anything in return. And you see that he's like probably into that central, column, that central chamber where the stairs are. He walks into that, and he probably goes 10 or 15 feet in, and then the door just shuts by itself behind him.
Do I see Simone's like armor, animated armor anywhere?
You do not.
Okay. Do I see like a wine decanter or anything?
You do not.
And what's Simone's expression right now?
Roll an insight check.
Oh, I shouldn't have been the one to ask that.
And yet you did.
But
18.
Around her eyes, there's some tension. And where she normally is very warm, welcoming, verbose, a very charismatic woman, you almost get the sense like she's back in her days studying at like a magic academy. And it's the night before a big test. In fact, and she hasn't said anything. Now she's just gone to the table. She sat down, and she's just kind of sitting there blankly staring at some pages in front of her.
Should we be alarmed, Simone? What was this about?
I'm sorry. Yes. Well, I went through all the steps. I brought all the formal charges against Oswald. The board of directors of the company is taking it very seriously. However, I've been instructed that if this does not go my way, that my job might be in jeopardy for potentially bringing such bad publicity, as it were, upon the company, that one of their own mages would stoop to something so horrendous. So we can't be wrong. And right now I'm afraid that, no offense, the word of 3 unknown adventurers, even with my own, is not going to do much. Even with the piece, and she now pulls out the piece of the gargoyle that has the etching. Even with this as evidence, I'm afraid that we might not have enough to convict him.
I'm gonna pull my like flask, like my hip flask, and just hand it to her, and like
she takes it from you, and it's like with one fell like spin of her thumb on the top, that the lid of it comes off, and she just takes a big swig and hands it back to you.
Would you like a second swig?
I'm all right for now.
I can always get good refills.
I'm all right for now. I do appreciate it. There's more to this, though, that you should know. Pinkton is not himself currently. He hasn't been since he was brought here to stand trial.
You think something is seated in his mind, or he's...
To tell you the truth, I'm supposed to go... Well, since I'm supposed to represent myself in this trial, and so I'm supposed to go have my opening interview with him to gather any information that might be helpful to my case against him. And, well, when I saw him when they were bringing him into the city, and he's broken. He's just... It's almost as though his mind is vacant.
Wait. Is there any way that this might be tied to the second task we took care of with the I can't remember what they're called, but the King of the Scorched Timbers, like, because he
the Asa Volko.
Yes, he was also not in his correct mind as well whenever we first encountered him.
I hadn't considered it. Beyond them, the two of them seeming not themselves, and frankly, we don't know that Volko wasn't acting himself in truth, but
well, there was that.
I hadn't considered that.
The bangle that he had, was it?
Oh, the bracelet.
Yes, it wasn't that enchanted.
Yes,
and
it
broke
was.
when we.
Yes, and it seems that the part you gave me only was half of the bracelet. Without the full bracelet, I won't be able to figure out what it was.
Only half.
Yes, you only gave me half of a bracelet.
I could have sworn that I handed you. It was all wrapped up in that cloth. Oh, shit! We must have dropped it in the forest.
Well, perhaps we can send someone out to go scour the woods for it if we need it.
Well, I'll go help if that's what it takes. But.
Truthfully, that could be of service. But again, there's no clear tie that I know of at the moment connecting what happened with the gargoyles to the King of the Scorched Timbers. What I really need is evidence of if we can place Oswald in town around the time of the attacks taking place or something of that sort. It would go a long way for the case. And she turns down and looks at you, Varus. She goes, Varus, would you mind accompanying me tomorrow to visit Oswald? A friendly face would be beneficial when I'm speaking to the man who tried to frame me or even kill me.
Of course, I would be delighted to.
Thank you. And this whole time she hasn't made eye contact with you, Varus. She's just kind of spoken in your direction.
Can I see if I pick up on this?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Is there anything? Oh, what's going on there?
Ooh, bad. 9.
Simone isn't one to avert eye contact, so that's out of character for her.
19.
Oh. She is deliberately not looking at you, as you can tell, and every time she says your name, her voice rises slightly in pitch.
Interesting.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Speaking of distractions, Simone, would you like something to distract you from what's going on right now?
That'd be a great help. Yes, just anything. Yes.
I pulled the disc off my back and I just set it down on the table.
Are we still in the front foyer?
Yes, but you guys are totally alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool,
it's just the four of you in here. All the security guards are outside the building.
Yeah.
Oswald's gone. There's no one else in this sitting area.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were just like the FBI just going through files and shit.
No, they're out. They are here to make sure that the executive mage is kept safe. That is their role.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I set it down on the table and I go, look what we found with the professor.
What in blazes is this?
It seems to be...
And her hand kind of reaches out for it, and she hasn't touched it, but her hand is kind of kind of journeying over it slightly. You can tell that she feels some kind of immense magical
Do the
aura.
hairs on her arms start to stand up on
They do not, but you can tell that she can tell this is something old and ancient and powerful.
That is apparently called the Great Diviner.
The Great Diviner. What does it divine exactly?
Well,
and when you say diviner, you see that her interest is very piqued.
That's right. Because
roll a history check for me real quick. Celty.
What is with these 4s? Hold on. 4.
4. You don't know why she would seem so interested. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was trying to see if your history with her would bring this up. So
she's a wizard or something. And divination.
Yeah.
Am I remembering incorrectly? Didn't she mention that she was into divination kind of stuff?
She did. I didn't. I was gonna. If one of you remembered, that was why I gave Celtic roll. I was wondering if one of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Her area of study is heavily within divination.
Oh, that's right.
Divination magic.
Well, I can definitely say I don't know if it counts as divination, but when the three of us touched it, we got. I mean, I guess this is textbook divination. I guess I should say, but we all received visions of artifacts. And
Visions.
Dreams
of artifacts?
For lack of a better term.
What are these artifacts?
Still in progress on deciphering that part. Professor's working on some of that stuff right now back at the monastery.
The monastery. So you found the temple ruins.
Please don't share that information.
I forgot.
Yes,
we were supposed to share that.
This is
To note, you were told that you can't tell those that you trust immensely.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I was like, oh no.
yeah. If there's someone we trust, it's Simone right now.
I think Simone is a good
I mean, Orton
trust.
too, but
Orton wouldn't know what to do with that information.
exactly. That's why it's safe to tell him.
Yeah.
He's also a bartender.
Maybe.
He's a bartender. He'll tell everybody.
True. Wait, that's why. Never mind. I forgot I stopped you last time. Anyway, the inhabitants of the monastery wish that this kind of information be kept close to the chest, as it were.
All right. Well, that's vague.
They're
I trust you, and I hope you will trust me with more information when you feel it's. Well, frankly, I don't know if I could do much for you right now. I'm in the middle of a trial, well, at least preparing for one. But anything I can do to help you three, at all, at any point, please just let me know.
I think we'll have some good discussion to be had, but I don't want to distract you too much from the matters at hand. So whatever we can do to help you.
And at this point, she puts herself up from the table where she was sitting. I would assume that you guys probably all taken seats at the table. And she takes a few steps away and she goes, well, thank you for the offer, and I will take you up on it. If you're willing, I need your help as my investigators.
You want us to play good cop, bad cop with Oswald?
No, I'm only allowed to bring one other with me into the room, but perhaps I can see at least Celty and Kane. Maybe I can at least make it to where you all can observe tomorrow, if that's what you would like. I don't want to impose on you. He is being held at a holding facility here in Port Marra. No, over the next 2 days, if you're able to find any other information from local townspeople, maybe even going back up to the roof and seeing if there's anything that we missed, or anything else you can think of that might be of assistance.
I think we can certainly try to do at least a few of those.
Yeah, we can try to get that knocked out while you guys are doing your couple errands tomorrow. A couple of errands tomorrow.
You said that
Simone's back's turned, so you don't see her reaction to that when Kane says it.
Can I insight the shoulders?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check at disadvantage.
Okay, well, that's more than I was expecting.
Doing this. You said your date tomorrow was at what time? The time that you were supposed to interview.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
great.
seems unfazed.
Yeah. Interview Oswald was what time? Was that tomorrow?
Just an hour after sunrise tomorrow morning.
What do you plan to ask?
First of all, see if he's sane or not to begin with, and then after that, I suppose, try and see if he's willing to speak as to why he even did it. I mean, yes, we were rivals, we were competitive, but it was all professional. It was never personal until this.
Simone, I don't want to step on any toes or run afoul of any of the procedure here. That seems very important, but would it be frowned upon if I used my abilities to ensure he spoke truth tomorrow during your interview?
That could be a great benefit. However, the facility that he's held within, magic doesn't always work. In fact, it never works within its walls. It's been established for this very purpose, for someone to hold someone like Pinkton. It's an anti-magic field within the entire structure.
That
I guess dampens my.
Yeah, it would be of great help, but I'm afraid that if we take Oswald out of the facility and he's able to suddenly use his magic in, that he would overpower us. He's a very powerful mage. Truthfully, well, not as learned as I am, he is vastly more powerful than I.
A dangerous man.
Well then, there goes that idea off the table.
Are those sorts of magics permitted or standard at the trials themselves?
Oswald himself will be put within a restraining brace during the trial. As for using anything in terms of the spell Zone of Truth or anything during the trial, we are not a country. We do not actually have any form of legality. We are a company that has policies and procedures. Well, I guess you all need to know how the trial is going to work, I suppose. You can see now that she's realizing that you all haven't done this before here.
True.
The way that it works here within the company is that if someone has done something egregious enough that it would be cause for a criminal trial back in their home country of origin, we actually hold that trial here under a panel of judges. 6 judges, actually. 5 of those judges represent the company and its interests and understanding of the law in that person's home country. The 6th representative is actually brought from their country of origin as representative and a voice for that country, that land's laws. So the representative from the Kingdom of Atron that will be at the trial is going to arrive sometime tomorrow.
And that's where Oswald's from.
Yes, he is a citizen of the Kingdom of Atron on the continent of Pateria.
Would I know where, because you said the other 5 represent the company, the company's nation of origin's laws, right? Because
they try to interpret them the best they can.
So where would I know where the Southern Mysterian Trading Company's originated? Like what laws those would be?
All of the groups of the settlements as a whole, so all 3 settlements, settler settlements, all originated actually out of Atron, out of the Kingdom of Atron.
So technically, it should all be the same laws.
Yes, but they do have employees that have come that work who are from like the continent of Karhad.
Right. Okay.
So if they were broken, the representatives would do their best to interpret the laws of
Karhad.
whatever country in Karhad that person's from.
Gotcha.
Or like, okay, for example, let's say Varus broke the laws. They would then have to interpret the laws of the Angvarn Elven nation.
Oh, so
in his case.
So they're taking a perspective of the company, but looking
Through
at
the
the
lens.
laws of
Of that other.
Gotcha.
And the representative from that nation is there to help make sure that they're interpreting
doing that
it.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are these judges? Do they all have an equal vote on the ruling?
Yes. No matter what the station or hierarchy is within the company itself, every judge has equal footing.
Do you know of these judges, who they are, other than
One will be Cadius himself.
That makes sense.
I believe that the mayor of Leet, where Oswald was stationed, will be another, and the Mayor Mayweather here in Port Marra will be a third. The others I'm not too certain on yet, who they're bringing in. I haven't. Well, it's supposed to be an anonymous sort of thing that you find out when you arrive at the trial. It's not a secret necessarily, but it shouldn't matter. The idea is that it shouldn't matter who your judges are.
So you believe, regardless, this trial should be relatively fair?
Yes, I've always found that Mayor Mayweather and Mayor Stonefell are good, honest employees.
What would be my opinion of Mayor? You said
Mayweather.
Okay.
Roll a general intelligence check just to see what kind of more like what you know about him.
These rolls are
Another one for Dice Jail.
Hey, at least it's not in combat.
True.
yeah. Oh, just straight intelligence. Oh, 8,
Yeah.
because plus
8.
0.
As far as you know, he's never approved any weird policies. You've never heard anything overly good about the guy, but you've also never really heard people grumbling that he sucks at his job.
Okay, so kind of just standard politician, like
Standard politician, company man kind of thing.
yeah. I guess better than standard politician because
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the mayor here is not an elected position.
Oh, that's right. It's
It's a company, so it's an
yeah.
appointed position. So he seems like he's a good company man that tries to,
Doesn't rock the boat.
yeah.
Simone, if we sent word to Fortunehold, Salanop, at least, I don't know if this would be helpful, could be a witness towards if there's some manipulation of Oswald's mind, she could testify towards she spent much more time with the Azure.
If you can find a connection between what happened in the woods and the gargoyles, I'm more than happy to bring Salon up here, but I don't want to use that influence unless we need to.
At least she might be a character witness to our testimony.
That's true. I will consider it.
Just a thought. No, I mean,
I
think we ought to find. Oh, excuse me.
Do we know where these gargoyles originated from? Who crafted them?
They were a gift from Oswald himself. I don't know.
Knowing how they were commissioned could be a useful piece of information.
Well, and if the gargoyles even originated on this plane, I mean, gargoyles are of the elemental planes in truth.
A fair point.
Well, Earth or
I believe
air?
as the DM, I believe air.
Okay, air. Okay.
I believe they're from.
I wasn't sure if it because of stone.
Yeah,
or...
I believe. I'm gonna double check, but I believe they're air elementals.
Interesting.
Kane's thinking there's an elemental plane of rock. He doesn't know a whole lot.
It doesn't actually say, but I guess they can. I bet, depending on how you want to do it, they could be earth or air. I always think since they fly and stuff, I always think of them as air
that would make
elementals.
sense.
It doesn't clearly say, hey, if anyone knows, tweet at me. Because I'm curious. It just it doesn't say, but they are an elemental.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments.
So yeah.
Oh, well, is there any formality, any mechanism for us to request access to his records to search for a commission, an agreement, and if none such exists?
Yeah, follow me. And if do you all want to follow?
Yeah, we got nothing better to do.
She'll lead you up that that crazy, almost like non-Euclidean geometry-esque like staircase with all these like random archways off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she leads you to the one that Varus, you recognize the door, and when she pushes it open, it is her library within, which you've come to before to do some research. And you all see crates upon crates of paper and books and tomes. And she goes, I haven't really had too much luck myself, but maybe with your help we can figure it out.
This seems like it's going to be an undertaking.
Oh my. Well,
Did I mention that the trial begins in 2 days?
You know what we need to do this undertaking?
What's that?
Energy. And you know what gives us energy? Food. You know who's become an amazing chef in the past, in our past travels?
She kind of looks over at Salty because she knows that you worked as a chattering parrot. She goes, have you taken up cooking as a hobby, Salty?
Not more than a good pot of tea. And I just point towards Varus.
Varus, really?
I'm kind of puffing out my chest a little bit. Like,
well, I would be, I'd be very interested to taste one of your meals, I suppose. What is it that you've learned to prepare, Varus?
I'm quite proficient with chicken, and there was
A deer.
there was a deer and
A hippogriff.
Hippogriff.
yes,
A hippogriff.
the roads into the mountains were not.
I guess a hippogriff is like bird pot.
I chose the bird portion. Yes, I'll go cook something.
All right.
you just walk out.
And as he walks out the door, I just go, I didn't mean right now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting close to that evening meal time. So if you guys want to, she'll take you guys back downstairs. And as you guys are there, you guys do see that as you guys are walking on, she has like flick of her wrist, and you see that suddenly there is a bottle of wine in her hand, and she flicks the other one, and there's a chalice, and she just and she's walking down the steps, just kind of drinking a wine glass.
Okay, while we were in the library,
Yeah.
Or as we're walking anywhere in this house
Uh-huh.
or the tower, I want to keep my eyes out for Craw.
All right, roll a perception check.
Because he freaked me out. Like, of course, this is the good roll. 21.
Yeah. Walking along, there's no sign of Craw.
Do you mention this at all?
Actually, I would ask Simone. Simone, I haven't seen Craw lately. Is he doing okay?
He is here. He is serving as personal attendant to Cadius in his chambers for his duration, so he's unavailable. I've also lent my animated armor to Cadius's needs during his visit.
So no sous chef for Varus tonight.
Unfortunately, not.
I mean, we
guess-
could ask Craw if Cadius, right?
Cadius, yeah.
For some reason, that sounded wrong in my head. If he wants to partake in this hopefully delicious meal.
Would that be considered bribery?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, I'm all for it, as long as it's not too on the nose.
I don't believe so. I mean, I am still his employee. I mean, he is my boss. I don't think it'd be out of place for me to invite him to dine with us.
Well,
are you all sure you want to do that?
Maybe let me get an idea of how we're looking before we invite.
The one time you roll bad on a cooking check.
It would 100% be this one.
Well, I don't know. Kane, should we go look at the roof while Varus is preparing dinner, or should we wait?
By all means, if you feel like it would serve you well to do so now.
Yeah.
What time of day? Because it was kind of morning-ish, right?
You guys got in around midday.
Okay.
And I'd say it's probably now like getting to be late afternoon, and it's still there's still sun. You guys are also, it's the tallest point in Port Marra, so it's not like anything's gonna be blocking sunlight.
Yeah.
So
We can wait until tomorrow morning as well.
No.
While they're, well,
We got nothing else to do while he cooks. Let the two catch up.
all right. Okay, Vars, we'll get to you rolling a cooking check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do we have to go through Cadius's
No,
area
so
to get to the
that
roof?
central spiral goes all the way to the attic. Cadius is just up on
Okay.
that. He's just staying near the top.
He's in the penthouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we let him know that we're going onto the roof in case he hears us stomping above him?
I'll inform him.
Okay. I don't want a mage blast coming through the ceiling at me.
But you all do you remember how to the roof access hatch in the attic? You remember how to open it and find it and everything? Or do you need me to come with you?
I believe it's
Was
a
there-
door, right?
Yeah, it's just a,
yeah.
it's just,
I was
it's
like,
just a hatch that opens.
So that's okay, Simone.
All right, well,
the heights. It's
Well, if you need me, I'll be here.
it's okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, certainly.
Is there anything that you can think of that we should be looking out for other than just oddities?
Oddities are the best that I have to go on right now.
We can always prove the other gargoyle's not a dangerous gargoyle by pushing it off the roof as well.
Maybe don't break it.
Oh, right. There's people down there now. That might be,
Well,
that might be a really
it is
bad
not the
idea.
middle of the night.
That might be a
If-
really bad idea.
If the remaining one, there's only one left, right? There
Yes.
was-
The other
Okay.
three.
Well, if the remaining one has maybe an engravement of a craftsman's logo,
Mm.
a mark of their personal pride, their craftsmanship, something that would be an outlier that wasn't on the other two. Maybe we could use that to figure out who made it in the first place.
Good point. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good idea.
All right. So you guys head up. Varus will do your thing in a sec. You guys get out there. It is windy. You guys are like not far from the ocean, so there's breeze coming off the ocean. So you have to be a little careful up here.
We're prepared this time.
So what would you guys like to do up here? What do you want to do?
Gingerly walk around and just look and see if there's any debris left from our previous encounter, because we did smack it around, but I don't think it died on top of the roof, did it?
No.
Yeah, I think we went back down to gather.
Yeah.
Or like look through the rubble.
It was in the air and just
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely go take a look at the pedestal it was on.
Okay. So to look at the remaining or you want to look at the pedestal it was on?
The one that
Okay. Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
I guess I'll look at the other empty one as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. Roll your own investigation check.
8.
What was it? 8. Yeah. Just empty stone pedestal.
17.
You definitely see on yours scratch marks from where its claws raked into it as it took off. You would guess where that gargoyle took off. So there's no doubt that that's where the gargoyles were staying.
I'm gonna flip out my little order pad from the Chattering Parrot and write down scratch marks on the pedestal or something like that.
Like playing L.A. Noire.
Yeah. Doubt.
Doubt.
I'll point that out to Kane.
Just pretending to stroke a non-existent beard, going,
Yeah. Stroke your skin scales.
Ugh.
Chin scales.
Ugh.
Skin scale.
That's I don't like that.
I meant chin scales.
And I guess
we'll go look at
the third gargoyle.
Yeah, roll.
Celti's definitely walking up a little apprehensively still.
Roll an investigation check.
Can I assist?
Sure, you get advantage.
Definitely gonna need that. 'cause that was a 1. And that's, you said investigation?
Yep.
7.
I just realized I have a better investigation.
Yeah, I have a 0. So
Examining it, looking at all around it, it just looks like a well-carved gargoyle. There's no markings or indications of like a craftsman or anything that you can find.
This
I'm
might
gonna knock on it, like kind of knock on its forehead. Nothing.
Knuckles hurt a little bit, but yeah, that's it.
This might be a terrible idea, but Salty, if you were to make something that was decorative and you wanted to leave a mark, but you didn't want it to screw up your art, where would you put it?
In the mouth. Or on the butt.
I was about to say, I don't think it would be the mouth, but yeah, I was thinking on the underside where it's fastened, because that wouldn't be.
Remind me that the roof of this tower is the quintessential, like, just shingled
conical. Yep, and these are actually mounted to the wall. Like the pedestal comes out from the wall of.
Oh, so is
the
there
tower.
like a bottom, the bottom of the statue exposed?
No, it's sitting on this pedestal that's
okay.
like mounted, like a buttress that's mounted, and so then
It's like a little
sitting
shelf
on-
buttress. Yeah. Okay. Buttress.
Do we want to? Do we want to try to safely dislodge this and look on the underside just in case?
Do you want to point out? It is a life-size statue of stone. It's going to be heavy.
You just need to wedge it a little, just enough to get a tiny little head underneath.
Yeah,
Roll a persuasion
I'm
check.
gonna bend it on
Okay,
this precarious thing. Salty, stick your head underneath the heavy stone statue, twisting your body at a weird angle to look.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
God.
do that. Let's do it. No, let's do it. Man, too bad none of you have the levitate spell.
Okay, before we do
Be
this,
nice.
I do yell down to the guards down below and go, "Hey, this might fall."
And at this point, the captain that you guys met last time, Captain Talls, he looks up and he goes, "Then don't do it. What are you doing, you idiot?"
Research. I don't have anything better than that.
And now you see that some of these security agents are all now looking up at you all, just kind of watching what you guys are doing on the roof of the tower.
Salty, is this a terrible idea?
It's not a terrible idea, but
That's all I need. And I jam my
No!
axe underneath. and
I
just
wasn't
start
done.
wedging.
I wasn't done speaking. But okay.
Okay, you went to the axe.
Yeah, I went to the axe, but again, whenever I'm moving it, I'm not trying to like hoist it off or anything. I'm just trying to lift just enough to get a glance.
It's not a good idea either.
Okay, make a strength check.
Not too hard, not too hard.
Should have at least tied a rope to it.
I'm
first.
looking at spells. I'm looking at spells.
17 for me.
You tilt it to where there's probably about a 3-inch gap.
And I just hold it there. I do not
I'm-
go any further than that.
Salty, it's heavy. I'm gonna cast bless on him.
Okay.
Salty, it's still heavy. And I'm gonna look. I'm gonna cast light and look in there, like
Okay, make a
so that
perception
the shadow.
check. Make a perception check.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Perception. That's gonna be an 11. I'm rolling bad tonight, y'all.
There doesn't really at this angle and stuff. I mean, looks like the bottom of a gargoyle statue.
Do you need more space?
No. Do you have it right there?
I've got it.
I'm gonna stick my hand in there
Roll a
and see
Constitution
if I
saving
can
throw.
feel any engravings. I'm gonna stick my hand in there and see if I can feel any
So a
engravings.
con save.
Yep.
20. Unnatural.
You can add a D4 because you're
Oh yeah,
blessed.
right.
yeah, I'm blessed. Or you're blessed.
Can I borrow a D4 from someone?
Right, blessed is saving throws and attacks, right? It's just not
is-
skill checks.
Hold on.
So that's guidance. Guidance is
believe
skill
that's
checks.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then
I'm waiting for the confirmation.
Yeah, attack and saving throws.
Yeah.
Yep. 21.
21, yes.
21.
Thank you.
Okay. You're starting to feel that burn between your shoulders, but you're holding it, and you said you reach your hand underneath. All right, make an investigation check at disadvantage, since you're blind feeling.
You know what?
We're gonna have Luke Skywalker.
7.
Yeah, you don't feel anything. Roll another Constitution saving throw.
And you're blessed.
Okay, so 17, 21 again.
Okay. You remove your hand, find.
So it was just smooth.
As far as you could feel, yeah. I mean, not smooth, but like stone. Yeah.
The question is, do I do something dumb?
I'm
Implying
gonna
this
pull.
isn't-
I'm gonna pull my hand out.
Okay. Hang on.
All right.
Evens or odds, Colin?
Oh God. Why are you making him pick?
I'm not even there.
Exactly. He has no bias on this.
What kind of bias can you
Now
have
that-
with evens and odds?
Now that if you just chose one yourself, the dice is unbiased as well.
I would like to scooch forward, bracing the axe handle on my shoulder, and I'm going to reach under.
All right.
Before I do that, I say, Celty, help me hold this.
Roll a dexterity.
I'm
check
gonna get
at
on the other
disadvantage.
side of the statue and
You
brace.
can't.
I can't. Oh, because it's you're tilting it towards the street.
That's the only direction he can tilt.
All right, fine.
Why do you think I warned them?
Can I get a rope and like?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna like do that, and I'm gonna get under the axe and like
Okay.
try to hold shit all.
So, Kane, you're still kind of holding the axe. You're feeling underneath. First thing I need to do is roll a dexterity check at disadvantage.
But blessed.
We'll make it
So-
acrobatics.
Wait,
at
I guess
disadvantage.
it's not a saving throw. It's okay, or is it a saving throw?
No, just an acrobatics check.
That's a 10.
All right. Now roll your investigation check at disadvantage. You're blind.
I know.
feeling.
But am I help? Am I not any help?
You're modifying the DC.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
Also a 10.
You also don't really feel anything. And then
Did you feel anything?
you feel and you look and the haft of your axe begins to bow and you see splinters appearing on your axe haft.
I immediately pull my hand out and just yank my axe out from underneath it to let it land back on its pedestal,
I'm holding on with rope.
hoping that
It
balances
falls back into place. You'll hold your breath. It seems like it's fine.
Okay. I didn't feel anything. Did you feel anything underneath?
No, I was too scared.
Then let's just check the mouth.
Every
okay?
time you attack with your great axe now, you have to roll me a d4.
Oh,
On a
shit.
1, your axe handle breaks.
Shit.
You were using your body
No,
as
I
a
know.
fulcrum point.
I know. I understand the reasoning.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not upset about it.
You can try and, get it
I
repaired.
can't remember. I don't think I have the mending spell. I don't think.
I don't think I get access to it.
Dodrin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dodrin
Dodrin's nowhere
does it.
near us.
Dodrin has that cantrip, and he's like 3 weeks away.
Yup.
Well, I have someone I can ask at dinner. Or she
We're,
might
we're
have
in a
some
tower
duct
full of
tape.
mages. They gotta. Not that they're gonna do it, but
She also might just have some duct tape.
Just
Yes,
thing that doesn't
in my
exist.
world of fantasy, duct tape exists.
because HVAC.
Yeah, how do you think she keeps that tower so cool?
Yeah, exactly.
Quality duct tape job.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Okay.
geothermal unit. It's fine.
Is the mouth open?
Yeah, it's like snarling.
Can I look in the mouth?
Sure, you have to like kind of twist your body around to get.
I hold
angle
on
to
to
look.
her cloak
But
just
yeah,
in
you can
case
make
she
a
slips.
make a perception check.
Which of my devil dice do I pick? Let's try this one. I haven't rolled it yet. Nope, that one's shit too. 11.
11. You see, there's something
been
within
rolling
the.
well for me.
You see something within the darkness of the mouth that looks out of place.
I cast light,
Okay.
like to where it'll shine in there.
Yeah, the tongue, like the arch of the tongue, is kind of in the way. You'd have to like stick your hand in.
I would like to
So-
reiterate, I am definitely still holding on to the cloak just in case.
I swear to God, if you put a little, was it the Tomb of Horrors or
Annihilation stuff. in
Yeah.
there? No.
That'd be so
the
mean.
the Sphere of Annihilation,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like where you just stick your hand in and it's
Yeah, and obliterates. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stick my hand in there. And
Okay.
It chomps down.
It's like it's a smooth sphere-like, but not a perfect sphere sort of shape that your hand closes
Is
around.
it loose?
Yeah, it's loose.
Can I pull it out?
Yeah.
Oh god, that could.
You're holding a bird egg.
Oh.
I'm gonna. No, because that rumor's bullshit. The mama bird will come back. I'm gonna put it back in the mouth
Okay.
and just whisper, "Sorry."
All right. Anything else up here on this roof you guys want to do?
Can I just make one pass just around the edges that aren't like where the pedestals are, just to see if there's anything along the edges that may have
Just
been?
jumps out at you.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me. If you're just doing a quick like once around.
Yeah. That'd be a 14.
No, nothing really.
Is there anything up at the very point of the tower?
If you want to investigate it, you can roll an investigation check.
4.
Okay, so it doesn't work for you either.
Nada. Yeah, no dice up here. It seems like
It's not the mama bird laughing its ass off.
seems like the roof might have been a fruitless endeavor.
Well, but
That's
now
okay.
we know. Now we know
Now we know what.
that there's nothing up here
Okay.
aside from claw marks.
We got claw marks.
Now back to my hunch.
Now let's not tell Simone that we may or may not have almost launched a gargoyle offer tower again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And as you all head back down, you've probably spent about 45 minutes up here doing these shenanigans.
Yeah, cooking time.
We down in the living space. Vars, you're preparing a meal of chicken, I believe.
I believe so.
Roll a cooking check for me, which I believe for you we've established as an intelligence
I
check.
believe you are correct.
You're not going off script and doing like steak
Risotto.
or risotto. Souffles. Holy
Natural 20.
You suck.
My boy.
You suck.
Man, I just think you just need to roll a cooking check for everything. Yeah,
I started this as a joke.
You start working on it, and after a while, you kind of look over your shoulder. And while something's been interesting going on with Simone since you've returned, and the way she's behaving towards you, you find that at one point as you're slicing the chicken, you look over your shoulder and you see that she's just kind of enraptured by what you're doing, and she just says, "My word, Vars, why did you pick this up so well?
I'm a quick learner.
How long have you been cooking? Years or
Days?
How long were we gone?
about 4 weeks or so?
About 5 weeks.
Really? You act like you were born in the kitchen. You move about it. You know exactly what you're doing for some unknown reason.
I've done a lot of reading in my day, and I picked it up quickly.
Well, it's remarkable, truly. And you keep preparing a meal. As your friends enter, you explain what their plates hold for them as they all sit down at this table with Simone.
Come on, food snob.
It is a perfectly like pan-seared chicken, super juicy, not dry at all, really good skin, nice and crispy, like I'm imagining like a brandy reduction kind of pan sauce, some nice roasted veggies, that's not long enough to do anything. Bread, I don't know. If she had bread, I'll serve bread with it, but
Yeah, she would have a fresh loaf.
yeah, just a very nice chicken dinner.
Colin, can you come over and like actually cook at my house at some point?
Sure.
Because your mind has great ideas.
Yeah, well, that actually sounds wonderful. So you all sit down, you have a nice meal, and you all spend the meal not really talking about the trial or anything, but just talking as four friends who haven't seen each other in, almost 2 months, would speak.
So you didn't invite Cadius.
Oh, that's right. We had talked about doing that.
Specifically because he thought it was going to be a bad cooking check, because history hasn't shown that it's going to be fine.
Well, the history of tonight.
I will say, as it's going on, you get the feeling that Simone is enjoying just your company.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, she probably doesn't want to hang out with her boss again.
So, as the evening goes close, you guys realize that you guys sat around kind of just chatting about nothing. You know how you can do that with friends. You get until the really late hours of the evening. Simone offers you all rooms here, but so you guys can stay here. You can go back to the Chattering Parrot. Wherever you guys want to spend your evening, you are more than welcome to.
Here is free.
The Chattering Parrot would be free.
Oh, I guess. Do we technically count as seekers now? Different kind of seekers?
I don't. I know some people that could give us some free rooms at the Chattering Parrot.
Oh, I know. I'm just being obtuse.
I don't think we would be considered seekers necessarily.
No, you guys aren't officially.
We haven't gone through their hazing process.
Yeah. But no, it's up to you guys. Or you guys can find somewhere else entirely different to stay. It's up to you.
I'm chill with Tower.
Okay.
I'll stay here just because I'm curious to see if I can find Craw just popping in and out of existence at some point.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can take your long rest
as
here.
Well. Before we break from dinner, Simone,
Yes.
do you happen to have any strong rope or something that can be used to help reinforce this? And I hold up my axe.
Oh my word, Kane! What happened?
It's
You were fighting some horrible beast, weren't you?
It's old damage from the gargoyle. I just now noticed it.
Really? The DM is rolling an insight check.
About 5 minutes old.
My word!
Or an hour old.
How have it lasted this long? Set it on the table. Let me take a look. And she looks it over and she says, the mending cantrip would help it for a time, but eventually this haft does need to be replaced entirely.
Okay, let's see.
If you would like it, I can do it now, but it's really only literally a band-aid on the issues.
That'll be fine for now until I can go to the armorer and see about a more permanent.
Certainly,
fixture.
and she kind of does a hand motion over it, and you see that some of those, it does reinforce. And while it looks fine, when you pick it up, you do feel that there's a bit of a
Wobble to it.
not wobble, but a weakness in that section of the wood.
I'm debating on if I should just snap the handle and use it as a one-handed great axe. Just go ham with it.
That does not exist.
I know.
Prepare to attack at a disadvantage. Because that's a weird, that balance is weird.
Real heavy.
Just add a chain to it and do one of those like weird like throw.
kunai things.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will stop by the armorer tomorrow while we're asking around. Also, as nice as the Chattering Parrot is there a higher end inn around town that maybe Oswald would possibly stay at? Because he doesn't strike me as the kind to slum it. Because money.
Yes, there would be. There is a locale called, what is it called? The Gilded Chariots, I believe. That some of the company's more well-off administrators like to stay at. I've never stayed there myself. I have the tower, but that could potentially be a location to check. Anything else you guys want to do before you turn in for the evening?
So you said it's pretty late at this point.
Yeah, but you do see that as you guys are walking up toward the rooms that you've stayed in before, Simone is headed to the library to pour over those documents, see if there's anything that she can find that would be of aid.
I only need 4 hours of sleep. I'll help.
Same with her.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help her out.
Okay.
You know what? I'll cast Bless on them.
It lasts for a minute, right? Or is it an hour?
I'm pretty
it's
sure
a minute
it's a
or
minute.
an hour.
Is a minute. Well, I will sit there and cast Blessed on them for a few minutes.
Okay. All right.
If we're about to go to sleep.
I will.
Actually, hold on. I'm going to cast Enhance Ability.
Is it concentration?
It
is
it is.
concentration.
It's an hour though. I'll stay up an hour.
Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah, it's just you couldn't do it on both of them at once.
Yeah. Simone's probably more familiar with like the format of these files, and like if there's anything official, she would notice things out of place. So I'm gonna cast it on Varus.
Okay.
And I will cast it on her.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Cool.
Jenkins.
And I'm trying to think, would the Fox's Cunning or the
Fox's Cunning is what I was going to do.
If you're looking through
Yes.
books and
That's
stuff,
the intelligence boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
want. Investigation is what they'll be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll cast that.
And remind me, for our listeners, what does that do?
So enhanceability, the target has advantage on intelligence checks for the next hour, up to an hour concentration.
Yeah. So let's say for this hour, we'll just do one check for the hour.
Cool.
So make an investigation check, Varus, and I will make one for Simone.
Natural 20.
24 for Simone.
Very nice.
I think my modifier is just +1, so
21.
yeah, 21.
Okay. Very quickly, working together, Simone and Varus zero in on this one section of about 3 crates that all are referencing someone that he keeps mentioning in his notes that he's calling the benefactor. And that the benefactor has given him assignment. The benefactor is wanting him to dispose of that wretched woman.
Well,
Ooh, this
And-
seems like a smoking gun.
So it would take some more reading to gain more knowledge, but you guys kind of zero in on this, and you see that as you're reading one of these out loud and you say wretched woman, you kind of catch yourself after you say it, and you look at Simone and you see she's kind of like uncomfortably just like kind of like scowls at the piece of paper before like going back to her own thing.
Yep.
well then.
Do I stay
Wait,
up?
Why did
I have one more spell slot for
I
that.
say, Kane's not a part of this. He's already sitting in his room. Which, perfect. Whenever you guys are done with this, I do have one thing I want
Yeah, that's okay.
to do while they're doing
Let's
that.
see here. What time of night? I mean, that would have been an hour.
Yeah,
I
I'd say
guess.
by now it's probably midnight.
Midnight.
We'll say you guys start at 11 p.m. and it's not midnight.
Need 8 hours for a full long rest.
Yes, sir. And remember, the thing with Pinkton is is an hour after sunrise.
Yep.
And we'll say the sunrise is roughly 8 a.m. So theoretically, you could do it one more hour and then go straight to sleep and wake up right before you have to go. If you and Kane choose
Yeah.
to go.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. So I'll do the enhanceability again.
All right.
I will too.
All right. And
Cool.
roll an investigation check with advantage for us. 22.
Mine's still a total 20.
All right.
I got all the good rolls that y'all
All right.
y'all did not.
As you read for the next hour, you two going back and forth, Varus and Simone, you learn that the idea for a gift to that blasted thief woman came from the benefactor. Now, the idea of the gargoyles, he boasts in his personal journal, was his idea, but with a little twist that was inspired by the benefactor themselves.
Is there anything else about what the twist is, or he's pretty vague about it?
He's pretty vague about it.
Okay.
And about this time too, in the earlier notes around this time period in these journals and these notes and other pieces of paper that you found in his records, he seems to almost, his writing style has slowly changed from a very scholarly, refined voice to almost like manic enthusiasm. Like difference between like a college written documentation versus like a 7th grader writing a letter to their best friend. Like it's like that stark of a shift that happens over a couple of documents.
Okay.
Interesting.
Celty is gonna. Good night, you two. I need some shut eye before tomorrow. And she's gonna walk to her room, and she's gonna cast sleep on herself to get right to sleep because it's not concentration and it lasts for a minute. So get her to sleep.
Awesome. That's
Perfect.
hilarious.
Perfect. Yeah, and the two of you can keep going for a few more hours, but that's really like with 2 good rolls like that. That's really what you guys find. That's the extent of it.
Cool.
So during the first hour, I was like, in the room, I would like to take one of my hand axes.
Yeah.
And then take the other half of the bracelet I have.
Okay.
And just start trying to scrape off the engravings on it.
Okay. You work at it for about 10 minutes or so, almost just feverishly like scraping off that half of the bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you finally stop to look at your work,
It hasn't moved.
it's the exact same as it was.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Okay. And then I spend the rest... actually, after I have that realization, I then just go, yeah, right. And just go and just leave it on the counter in the kitchen.
Okay.
And then go back up to my room and go read the book. the devoted book that I've been reading over the travels.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, you can do that. It is a little difficult to read it. Oh, since we haven't really talked about it yet, I will really quickly give you a quick rundown of information you've gotten out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what you've learned is that the devoted is supposed to be one of the 3 heralds. That herald is supposed to be the one that wields the most power. Now, you've seen other places in this tome, and it's hard because you're translating from like old Dragonborn to new Dragonborn. So I'm gonna talk to you in terms of English though.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the book, you see places the word power is capitalized, like for emphasis, but in other places it's lowercase, and you're not able to see what the difference between that big P and little p power. I'm not saying that's how it like would be in like in the English sense. Like you're not really sure what that difference entails in terms of the text.
But it comes across as like proper noun versus just normal noun kind of a thing.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, but it's hard to catch those differences.
Mm-hmm.
Like big B benefactor and
Little b benefactor. Yeah, exactly. You also learn that there is believed by whoever wrote this book, there's no author attached to it, but there's believed by the author of this book that the devoted, in order to unlock their power, big P power, that they must give of themselves entirely. An ultimate sacrifice.
I might have to have my wife just rewrite all my notes at some point.
So yeah, that's the cusp of what you get. And I'll say over the last few weeks of reading it, because I mean this is like you have to reread pages 3, 4, 5 times to just glean a minor understanding of what's going on in it. Because it's like it's like old Dragonborn, but then it has like all the like frills and stuff off the letter. So you're like, okay, is that an F or a G? Kind of a thing.
Someone was really into calligraphy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Old Gregorian documents.
Essentially. So, but with that, I'll say that you all can take a long rest. We'll close out the episode here. And next episode, we will begin with you guys basically going through the next 2 days and maybe leading into the trial of Oswald Pinkton. So, as always, thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed it, please rate us, write us a review, follow us on social media at Cantrip Cocktail, all that good stuff. We want to know what you guys think. Anything else from the Peanut Gallery?
Suggest us cocktails.
Yeah, suggest us cocktails. Any way you want to do it. Carrier pigeon, Instagram message, Twitter message.
Morse code.
Morse code's always good.
Instagram or Twitter is probably
send us a telegram.
Yeah, bat signal. But no, let us know because we're always interested to try new things. And with that, we will catch you guys later.
Bye.